Welcome to my channel, The World Coin. Today, videos is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of coins, top £2. So let's get it started. The 2016 $2 coin. The First World War. Army Tribute, 1914-1918. An in-depth chronicle of valor, memory, and metal. Introduction. Memory forged in metal. Coins often serve a utilitarian purpose, passed between hands, buried in pockets, or deposited into machines. Yet sometimes they become vessels of collective memory, miniature monuments to the people and events that shaped a nation. One such coin is the 2016 $2 commemorative coin issued by the Royal Mint, part of a 5-year series remembering the First World War. While other coins may fade into the clatter of commerce, this one stands apart. It does not merely symbolize value. It embodies sacrifice, courage, and the haunting echo of a war that redefined the modern age. Released in 2016 as part of a larger commemorative arc from 2014 to 2018, this coin honors the British Army and its vital role in the Great War. It is a sobering reminder of the countless men who marched to uncertain fates in the trenches of Europe. Ordinary citizens turned soldiers, farmers turned fighters, students turned heroes. This $2 coin does more than mark history. It invites reflection. 2. Historical background. The Army in the First World War, 1914-1918. The First World War, also known as the Great War, erupted in the summer of 1914, catalyzed by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo. What began as a regional conflict soon spiraled into a global inferno. For Britain, entry into the war on August 4, 1914, triggered the mobilization of one of the most significant military forces in its history, the British Army. Unlike the vast conscripted armies of continental Europe, Britain entered the war with a small professional force, the British Expeditionary Force, BEF. These soldiers, often referred to as Old Contemptibles, were highly trained and disciplined. However, the war's unprecedented scale necessitated rapid expansion. Thus was born Kitchener's Army, composed of millions of volunteers, their resolve galvanized by posters and patriotic appeals. Your country needs you. By the end of the war in 1918, over 8.7 million men had served in the British Army. Their experiences spanned the bloodied earth of the Somme, the shattered towns of Ypres, the mud-soaked trenches of Passchendaele, and the harrowing offensives of Gallipoli, Palestine, and Mesopotamia. Nearly 900,000 British soldiers died. Their sacrifice left an indelible mark on a nation's psyche, a trauma memorialized not just in marble and poetry, but, a century later, in the enduring medium of coinage. 3rd. The 5-year coin series and its significance. The Royal Mint initiated a 5-year commemorative program from 2014 to 2018 to chronicle Britain's experience in WWI. Each year focused on a different aspect of the war. 2014, Outbreak of War. 2015, Royal Navy. 2016, British Army. 2017, Royal Flying Corps, later RAF. 2018, Armistice and Peace. The 2016 coin holds a unique place as it centers on the human element, the infantry soldier, the most visible and vulnerable symbol of war. Unlike the mechanized imagery of ships and planes used in other coins, this coin focuses on men on foot, the literal boots on the ground. IV. Design and artistic elements. Obverse, the Queen's 5th portrait. The front of the coin, obverse, bears the 5th definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Jody Clark in 2015. Features. The Queen is shown in right profile, wearing the George IV state diadem. Inscription. Elizabeth II, D.G. Reg. F. D. £2, 2016. Translation. Elizabeth II. By the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This portrait was the last used during her reign and is known for its realism and fine detail. Reverse. The Army Tribute. The coin's reverse, where its true message resides, was created by Tim Sharp and Barry Robinson, artists known for powerful and poignant imagery. Design description. The central image shows a line of British soldiers marching in step, silhouetted in dark shadows, with their rifles slung over shoulders. The figures are rendered in minimalist style, evoking anonymity, a reflection that these could be any soldiers, every soldier. Inscription: The First World War, 1914-1918, encircles the top, while the words, "For King and Country," are inscribed along the bottom edge. Symbolism: The phrase, "For King and Country," was a common patriotic slogan during WWI, repeated in propaganda, newspapers, and recruitment drives. The shadowed figures emphasize the collective rather than the individual, acknowledging the millions who served. The flatness and darkness of the silhouettes suggest both strength and tragedy. Unforgettable, and yet faceless. Edge inscription: The edge is milled and inscribed with the words, "The Pity of War." This phrase comes from Wilfred Owen, one of the most celebrated war poets of the era. Owen's work explored the grim reality of combat and the deep sorrow that permeated the front lines. His poetry challenged romantic notions of war and offered unflinching honesty. The phrase underscores the emotional cost of war, lending the coin a deeper, more literary gravity. Mintage and circulation. Detail value. Year issued 2016, mintage for circulation 9,550,000, metal bimetallic, nickel brass outer ring, cupro nickel inner. Disc weight 12 grams, diameter 28.4 mm, thickness 2.5. The relatively high mintage means that this coin is not rare in circulation. However, its historical importance and strong emotional narrative make it highly desirable among collectors, especially as part of the full WWI 5-year set. 6. Cultural and educational impact. The coin serves more than a commemorative purpose. It plays a vital role in public education. Children encountering it might be led to ask, who were these soldiers? What was the First World War? Why do we remember them? Its design encourages remembrance not through glorification, but through reflection. It inspires quiet contemplation on Remembrance Day. It echoes through classrooms, history exhibits, and family conversations. In a society where the past can easily be forgotten, the coin acts as a tactile history book, one that passes between fingers, not pages. 7. Numismatic and collectible value. In circulated condition, the 2016 WWI Army II coin typically holds modest resale value, usually around $2 to $3. However, values can increase based on condition or packaging. Brilliant uncirculated, BU, 610, silver-proof, 40-080, depending on box certificate. Gold-proof, 600, 800+, complete WWI set, 2014-2018. Highly sought after in presentation folders or proof sets. The emotional gravity and historic relevance make it more valuable as a cultural artifact than as a rare numismatic piece. The 8th. Coin as memorial. More than money. This coin is part of a broader trend in 21st century numismatics, the shift from mere currency to narrative coinage. It is a memorial in miniature, a portable cenotaph that asks the holder to remember, if only for a moment. As metal ages and designs fade, the message remains. The soldiers do not march alone. They are carried daily in the hands of a nation. Through countless transactions, their memory is quietly passed along. 9. Conclusion. Marching into memory. The 2016 First World War II coin, though small in size, carries the weight of 1,000,000 memories. It speaks not just to collectors, but to descendants, students, historians, and every citizen of Britain who understands that the freedom they enjoy was bought with blood, perseverance, and sacrifice. It is a coin that transcends function. Design, inscription, and historical framing, it is an object of remembrance and reverence. It calls upon us not just to acknowledge the past, but to learn from it, to honor those who served, and to ensure that the legacy of courage and sorrow etched into its surface is never forgotten. So this video, like and subscribe and comments.